Lights is more of a, it's about, you know, social existence, you know, things that we're beginning to discover just through living, you know. Not political, social more, you know, how people behave and what people are becoming, you know. All of us, you know, are guilty of becoming one-dimensional in some ways, you know. The Western world is very much becoming crazier and crazier, and I think this is more about that.
I don't know, just lights just seem to be the right sort of term for it, something sort of optimistic and something sort of positive. That's what we want to do. So the album's a lot more optimistic than usual.
It's an interesting time to make music, I think, because there's so much battle going on in this world now, you know, with everything, with culture, with, you know, religion and with politics, and people are selfish now.
Step by step, you're gonna make yourself feel better. Bye, you're gonna make yourself feel better.
It's the first ever time me and Darius came to Paris and actually ever did any press or photographs or anything for an hour. You know, it's all new for us. We're just, you know, kids really who didn't know what the hell was going on. You know, and yeah, and that cemetery's got good memories for us. And we've always looked out for it every time we come to Paris. Can never, half the time, never remember where it is. It's only this time we sort of drove past it a lot of times. It's got to be done. Got to see that place because it is like a bit of feels like a bit of a circle, you know.
With the last two albums, we really got to a place we wanted to get to, but we couldn't really go any further than that. It was as dark as it could get, really. So it was nice to do something emotionally different, you know, because it's not a dark album, this album.
See it as quite a pop album really in its way, because it's not often we do many sort of 3.5-minute kind of tunes, and but then go into a track that's 19 minutes long and is completely opposite to that. And then we've got 2-minute long tunes that are just pure, it's like John Carpenter's sounds and and that kind of thing, or it's like the sounds of like Scarface or something, and then that cinematic kind of touch.
Really, because the thing of the ending now is it really opens up.
Yeah.
And I think if you combine that with real claustrophobicness, it's going to be amazing, you know?
Right.
And
Just trying to keep it claustrophobic, but give it some color too and some texture, so it's not just the same each time, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Actually, I met Archive at a show in Vienna. They were traveling through. And like I said, in 2001, somebody had given me the CD, You All Look the Same to Me. I actually listened to it in the kitchen in my house for the first time, and I was almost in tears. It was just, I hadn't been touched by something in such a long time. So I just always followed the music. It was in November 2004 that they played, and I just brought a demo CD of things I'd been working on, which is, I feel, in the same vein of music. And gave the CD to Darius, and we just sort of kept in touch. And I guess they listened to it on the tour bus, and Darius said, okay, remember this voice, remember this. I called them back 3 months later, and I just sort of went. He said, okay, yeah, we're interested, we like your voice, and we just had to sort of meet to see how it was going to work.
We come to the conclusion we're not a band, you're not like the kind of, we're not going to have a necessarily front singer now, it's more like it is more of a collective, which is what it was when we first started.
Lyrical song, it's about social stuff affecting the way you are with someone else, which I believe it does a hell of a lot. And simple tune, which is nice for us because there's loads of complicated ones on the album. And we wrote it in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour it was written. So.
I get a taste of blood in my mouth when you're near, a feeling that's too painful to bear. Of blood in my mouth when you're near, a feeling that's too painful.
I'll see, if I move over here one day, which I'd like to do, if I move to Paris, I'm sure that'd be, my influences would be, be a bit more drastic. Learn the language and stop being so lazy.
It's amazing. It's funny because when we speak to French people, like the label and in Warner's and stuff, and they hear the songs, the new songs that we play, often they say, "Oh, it's great. It sounds so English," But it's, I suppose in England for them it must sound quite French.
We're actually the only band on Warner Brothers over here that. Is actually considered. We're actually sold as a local band. We're in there with the only international act that is in with all the other local acts. All the other bands, your Chili Peppers and things, all deal with a completely different bunch of people. I like it. It's great. We're taken in as their own. It's a nice feeling. England's never done it, so.
Which is really strange. So I don't know. I'll be fascinated one day to sell records in England and see just exactly how they perceived Archive,
Never